Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of English with Strangers. But today we are joined by one of the most popular content creator in this niche of English learning. So, hi, how are you?
Yeah, hello Roshan. Thank you so much for inviting me to your podcast, and I'm doing amazing. How are you doing?
I'm sleeping a lot these days, but today's weekend, so I'm really excited. I'm watching movies this today in theater, so I'm really happy. Honestly, I'm really happy.
Okay,
How about you? What's your plan for
okay.
the day?
For the day, I think it's similar. Like, I don't have anything exciting for today.
Hmm.
But maybe for tomorrow, I'll do something different. I'm not sure yet. I will
Yeah.
not go to watch a movie to in theater, but maybe here in my room itself on Netflix, I'll watch something.
Hmm.
But when it comes to like, as you mentioned that you are sleeping these days a lot, it's quite understandable because of the climate change. We are feeling a little lethargic these
Yes,
days.
yes.
I too feel. Yeah.
Yeah, and as you guys can see, I'm wearing a cheater, so winter is almost here, and it's been raining since the last 3 days. So it's really
Oh,
cozy,
okay.
you know. Even if I want to
Mm,
wake up at 8 o'clock, it's impossible because it's so cozy in the bed that it feels, I should sleep 1 extra hour.
makes sense. Yeah. Because
Uh,
winter has just started, and again, rainy season is also. So, yeah.
so I think we can skip the introduction part and let's dive into the conversation, right?
Sure, sure, sure.
By the way, do you follow women cricket, Indian women cricket?
No, I'm not a big fan of cricket.
Hmm. But I
I
guess you must
should
have
not
seen the
say.
news that they are in finals. They beat Australia.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I just watched a reel on Instagram yesterday night itself.
Hmm.
So yeah, I'm aware of it. Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, why do you think people cry when they are too happy? Because see, achieving finals, and I have seen a sportsman or a sports person cry whenever, they are just winning a big trophy or they are achieving something big. And it also applies in general also. Like when you see somebody achieving big things, they start crying.
Mm.
So do you know why it happens? When people are too happy, they start crying.
That's interesting. I feel that when there is a big dream, big goal to achieve, then we are emotionally connected to that dream. And that
Hmm.
is why we feel overwhelmed when we achieve it.
Yeah.
That I can see and I can feel maybe when you are emotionally connected and you are first emotionally connected, and second thing that you are working so hard to achieve that,
Hmm.
the level, the trophy you want to win.
Yeah.
And again, like, uh, when it comes to these kind of matches where you win, it's like just not about you, it's like the entire country is watching you.
Yes.
So you are
Hmm.
connected to the country, like you are
Exactly.
playing for your country, right? It's not about
Hmm.
you itself, it's about like my country. So I think that emotional side comes when you win actually, and that comes true. So maybe
Hmm.
that is why people start crying. And in Hindi we say, like during our schools we read that Phule nahi samana, something like that, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's like
Hmm.
beyond expectation and a lot
Correct.
of happiness, then it
Hmm.
automatically starts coming through tears. Yeah.
Exactly. You express your joy with your tears, right?
Yeah.
How about you? How do you usually express when you are too happy? Do you also start crying, or does it ever happen with you?
uh If I remember, I'm not sure that I have ever cried from any of
Hmm.
my happiness because, uh, you know, nothing has happened so far which is not expected at all. Like which
Hmm.
is, or I have done a lot of hard work. I feel like I achieve things effortlessly, or it seems like I'm already lucky. So when something you have been working so hard for many years and then you
Hmm.
achieve, and when you are super connected to this, it becomes like something which is unique. In
Hmm.
my case, I whatever I want to achieve, it becomes natural for after a certain period of time, because I am kind of a person who believes in the universe and the law of attraction. So
Yeah.
in law of attraction it is said that you start behaving, believing and living in the manner that you have achieved that already.
Hmm.
So when you have that kind of energy, that whatever you want to achieve, you have already achieved, you are living the life that you want to live, you are becoming the person you want to be, then when that the thing happens, it becomes so, normal thing to me. So I
Okay.
haven't cried.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with I don't know how to describe I enjoy, but just I because I keep enjoying my entire I just enjoy my life. I'm every day
Mm-hmm.
happy. At times I feel little down, but then I'm able to bring back my energy. And
Yeah.
so let's see in future, maybe I do something which is beyond expectation, like then maybe
Mhm.
let's see. I'm waiting for the moment where I can actually show my happiness with TOs. That hasn't happened yet so far.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I think it also applies to different kind of achievements. For example, we are leading a normal life. Not everybody is looking at us, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
the example I was asking you, especially related to sports, you answer it very well. That it's not just about a single person; it's about the whole nation. And the kind of
Hmm.
connection people have with cricket, you feel a lot of pressure. So
Yeah.
I'm very bad with names, but I'll tell you the player who got us in the semi final match. She performed really well. I'll put the name here and her photo. She was going through a lot of pressure. I watched her post match interview, and she was
Hmm.
mentioning that how underconfident and how challenging this whole tournament had been for her because she was dropped just after the first match.
Hmm.
But then coming after that and performing, it was a big thing for her, right? Like overcoming your
Yeah.
challenges. So maybe that's why she felt really relieved and tears and all the
Hmm.
pressure just went away.
Yeah, the pressure must be there because you are playing for your country. So it's
Yeah.
like everybody's watching you, everybody's expecting you to do some.
Hmm.
So in our life, we are doing for ourselves. Like we are expecting that what we are going to do and how we are going
Yes.
to do. But in their
Hmm.
case, it's like everybody else who is watching is expecting you to win for our
Hmm.
country.
Yeah.
So that becomes more difficult. At the same time, they have, I feel, people who win, bigger things and do bigger things in life. It's like they have sacrificed a lot of their happiness, happy
So,
moments, their things in family, like all the functions. And even it's very small that we sacrifice our sleep in the morning, like
hmm.
maintaining a routine for 3 to 4 years continuously, like waking up, go to the ground and practice,
Yes.
for many many hours. Anyone can do for a week and for a month, but
Hmm.
every day, when you have to push yourself and say that if you are feeling sleepy, if you want to sleep, there also you are sacrificing a lot.
Hmm.
So it's not a easy thing that the person, because in our life, we when we feel, we go, when we don't feel, we sleep, we like,
And,
okay, it's in our hands. So it doesn't seem
hmm.
that much difficult thing to achieve, that you are doing something for.
Yeah.
But in their case, they are like very much dedicated, so it becomes something which is greater, and they have they are connected to the thing emotionally, then
Hmm.
because they have already sacrificed a lot.
To some extent, I can relate with what they do, like waking up early, because I used to play cricket. I was part of
Mm,
the cricket academy. So you are absolutely right. You have to wake up early, you have to exercise, do your fitness, eat
mm,
food,
mm,
good quality of food, then practice regularly. So being a sportsman is difficult, and that's why, when you win something big, you feel like expressing that.
In front of people, it seems success, like overnight success.
Yeah.
It looks glamorous. Everybody's
Mm.
watching, cheering up.
Mm.
But behind it, it's a lot of pain and a lot of dedication. They have to fight with themselves, with inner things too. Like because whatever they feel, no matter come rain or shine, whatever is going on in their life and all, they just have to. They have to show they are every single day. They
Yeah,
have to go and practice every single day.
exactly.
My video is lagging, I guess. Uh,
Yeah.
I
It's
think
good
now
now.
it's
Yeah,
fine.
it was frozen for a
Yeah,
few seconds.
yeah.
Uh, you know, she also talked about being vulnerable. She was really open
Mm,
with the press conference with the media. She was talking about her
mm,
emotions and how she literally cried in front of her mother on every day on a call. So, how do you
mm.
think it is important to have a mental support to express your vulnerability?
It's very essential, I guess, when your target is like you are targeting something bigger.
Hmm.
then I think it's really essential to have a moral and emotional support where you can cry, because if you are keeping those emotions inside, it would
Yeah.
hinder your progress in any field. It would definitely stop you from doing better and performing well.
Hmm.
So I think moral support, emotional support really plays a vital role. And in everybody's life, maybe their friends or siblings or parents can be
Yeah.
that support. Only close ones can understand that
Hmm.
what you are going through and how you are feeling. But it's great when you, it becomes way more easier when you become that companion of yourself too at the same time, because others can understand your words, what you are saying actually, that okay, I'm feeling depressed or I'm sad, when you start crying, okay. But the feelings is something that the other person cannot understand and can feel entirely. So when you also accept your vulnerable side, like
Hmm.
you embrace it gracefully, then it becomes way more easier, and then you are open to, speak to people openly, like about your vulnerability.
Yeah.
Otherwise people try to suppress that, and they are the word we say self-sabotaging people, like
Hmm.
are, because in these kind of things, like when you are in sports or something, like you are a motivational speaker, or then if the person is feeling low, feeling down or depressed, they are not able to express because other people have given the tag that they are super strong
Yes.
emotionally and mentally
Hmm.
already, right?
Yeah.
Then this tag becomes really difficult for them to, come in front of the audience and cry and
Hmm.
say certain things.
Yes.
But no matter how strong you are, how beautiful you are already playing, performing, it doesn't mean that you cannot break down any time, you cannot
Yeah.
cry, or you cannot go through any bad period or sad mood. No, it's not like that. It's like always ups and downs everybody goes through. Even anyone who is a very eminent personality has done a lot. Everybody, even motivational speakers, they also go through, because
Yeah.
motivating others becomes a little easier, but at times for motivating ourselves becomes a little difficult if we are not constantly in kind of a practice and around people. So it's always not about ourselves, the surrounding also affects, the people around us also affect. And if what if something happens to our close family member, mentally or physically, if they met any accident, go through something, when there is emotional thing happens. So it's not like people who are into games, people who are motivational speakers would not ever go through that kind of thing. So the person has embraced himself first, then they
Hmm.
open to the audience and they show, and
Yeah.
that shows actually that they are super strong, because not crying in front of people is not super strong. Within you are crying,
Hmm.
actually you are vulnerable in front of people too, that is like you are really strong, because
Yes.
then you are able to show your emotions.
Exactly, that's what I believe. Because a lot of
Hmm.
us, we just suppress that feeling. We don't feel safe
Yeah.
enough, even with our family members, to express how we are feeling. That what if they think that, this guy is really strong? Why is he talking like that? And in
Hmm.
majority of Indian families, I think things are changing now to a very big extent. But earlier, people didn't understand this thing, being vulnerable with your family members. Like you could talk
Hmm.
to them, but you could not directly bring this topic. I think
Yeah.
nobody knew, even the person, the parents, nobody knew that, you could talk things like that.
Hmm. That's true.
How about you? Are you a vocal person? Like, do you talk about your feelings or do you suppress it?
um Sometimes I suppress, like in
Hmm.
front of parents, because in girls' life, this is something that, in not in girls, I think everybody's life, that if you cry in front of your parents, they would be worried about a lot of things, that maybe what you are going through, what is your mental state. So the thought that it would bother your parents, that stop
Hmm.
you to, cry in front of them. If I cry in front of them, that would bother them. My mother will not be able to sleep properly. She would keep thinking, because mothers are, kind of like that, they think too much about it. So I become vulnerable in front of my siblings, like my younger brother and sister.
Hmm.
In front of them, I have cried for a few things that happened in my life.
Hmm.
And whenever I am not feeling good or depressed, that time also I ask them only, or I show or discuss with them.
Hmm.
Apart from this, in front of friends. But a few things are there that I can talk and even cried in front of my father, but not in front of my mother. Like my father, because I feel that girls have strong bond majorly with fathers and boys with mothers. They that This is how it in my house.
Hmm.
So whenever I go through something which I'm like fed up and I'm not able to now control, or I have to, so then I cry in front of my father too. Not many times, but a few times it happened.
Okay.
Yeah, so it depends, but I refrain from doing it in front of parents mostly, just to not bother them. That's the thing that I think everybody goes through this, that they think,
Exactly.
okay, should not bother parents and try to
Yes.
handle on our own, or talk to friend, or talk to
Hmm.
siblings. This is how we do, yeah.
Yeah, it's true that you get worried about your problems, but then you don't want your parents to get worried for you. So, especially once you are
And
an
then it's
adult.
like, first you would gonna handle yourself, then you are gonna handle your parents too, like about everything is good, no matter if it is good or not, you have to tell them. So
Yes, true.
better not to tell them to, they would also, so that is why I don't do that.
Yeah. Let's return to our earlier topic. We started with the sports. So, have you ever
Hmm.
played any kind of a sports, maybe when you were in school and college?
Not at a very big stage, but yes, I used to play badminton during my school.
Hmm.
Yeah, I really liked it very much, but I didn't participate like in matches and all.
Hmm.
So just played in the school itself. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we should try sports, everyone. Like, regardless of where we are, regardless of our age,
Hmm.
if we are constantly playing sports, we get to learn a lot of things. And then there is friendship also with players who are engaging regularly or playing with them. It becomes
Hmm.
fun, a really fun part of your daily routine.
Now I understand the essence of playing sports. Like it really plays an essential role, and it really shapes your personality, mindset, and it helps you become more social and
Yeah,
confident. Because when it
exactly.
comes to playing, maybe you are playing outside and you would definitely be around many people.
Hmm.
So it really helps a lot, because and I'm not that kind of person, and that is why I was always very timid and pathetic at it, like making friends and
Hmm.
mingling with different people and starting even conversation with people. It was difficult. And people who are in sports, one I know from Bihar, his name is Rohit, who is Mr. Global Bihar, and
Hmm.
he plays cricket. So we started talking, like he was my student,
Hmm.
so we had a lot of sessions together, and then I got to understand a lot from him.
Yeah.
And the way he talks to people, the way he manages things was quite
Hmm.
different from the others. Like when I compared to my other students, he was quite different. Like mindset and personality altogether, it was different.
Exactly. Like when you are playing sports, you have different sorts of things to deal with. You are not winning every day, you are not losing every day. And the kind of people you meet,
Hmm.
it just let you socialize. Like regardless of your personality, you have to talk to people. So that's what I love about,
Yeah.
sports, and I really miss it.
Hmm.
Like if I had the option to drop everything and start playing cricket or any sports, I will 100% choose it.
Yeah, yeah. Now we understand that how it shapes our, even physically, mentally, emotionally. It
Hmm.
is something which can cure everything.
Exactly.
I watched a lot about Gukesh Domaraju when he became the youngest world champion of
Yeah.
chess.
Hmm.
So his personality is also entirely different. And in chess, because of that is a kind of a game which requires concentration, focus.
Yeah.
So I think that also makes the person very centered. But behind his success also, like he
Hmm.
started playing, maybe he was maybe 13 years or maybe younger than that. Started playing that time. So it took a lot of years to win that. But the positive attitude shows that at a very early age, he announced that I want to be a youngest world champion, and he did that.
Yeah.
So
How about you? If you could pick any sports right now, if you had the option, which sports would you
mhm.
choose and why?
I am not very good at chess, but chess inspires me now. I want to learn it. I know a little bit. I
Mhm.
learned from one of my friends. Little bit I understand, but still I am not very good at, like, when it comes to playing, I'm like again pathetic at it.
Mhm.
So chess is something that I would go with.
Uh, Yeah, I have never played chess. It's like I wanted to learn, but it's like I'm more into outdoor games. Like
Mm,
I think badminton can be also called outdoor games if I can say it here, but
yeah,
it's also
yeah.
indoor. But I like badminton,
Mm,
and of course the first one is cricket. And at some point I also tried football, but it is the most challenging one out of three I mentioned. Football is the most
mm.
challenging one. So have you ever
Okay.
played football or like seen any football matches?
I haven't played, but seen,
Mm.
yes. And as I'm from Navodaya, so in Navodaya, every year there are tournaments. Like once in a year, there are
Mm.
tournaments around October, September, October here itself. So we saw a lot of matches, and when I went to college in JNU, there a few of my classmates are very much big fan of this football, and they are into it entirely. So they
Mm.
follow even those are very great in football, like they watch them too. So I
Yeah.
have seen a few wearing their jersey while playing of the same person, like
Yes.
showing that. So that kind of passion I have seen in people when it comes to football. And I know a few personally who are into entirely football, and whenever they get time, since they're like school days, since
Mm.
sixth standard, they are inclined towards football.
Yeah.
But I never played that. Yeah.
You know what? I'll tell you something. We men, we choose a team, we choose a club, and we make our whole personality around that team. Jerseys,
Yeah.
I think jerseys are really cool. I want to have all jerseys which I follow, or like the team I follow, I want to jersey of that team. So,
Mm.
last question regarding sports. If you could have jersey of any particular team, which team would you like to have? Like, even if you are not big fan of them, but you like their dress
Mm.
or maybe the way they play.
Mm-hmm. Uh, it's not because of me, it's like because of the way I have seen my classmates doing. So I
Mhm.
like them a lot. So when
Mhm.
they wore the jersey of people who play football, I liked very much. And I also have just had a little thought about it, like how it seems when you wear their jersey. So maybe I'd go with football team, like
Mhm.
their jersey I would like to have. I haven't paid attention to it that much, so maybe that is not exact answer that, but
Yeah.
still.
Uh, Last question, and the most predictable one also. If somebody has watched this far and they want to improve their spoken English, what will you recommend them? And especially things which worked for you when you had started and still which you are doing these days.
Okay, which I am doing these days is not much. I have reduced a lot of things because I have started working full time.
Hmm.
Um, but I still, when I prefer to read out loud, which is something you should, when you, even if you are a beginner, intermediate, advanced, you should always read out loud. It polishes your tone, it enhances your pronunciation. So, and then when you are reading out loud, it your ears are also involved in it. You are able to listen to yourself. So simultaneously reading and listening happens. That is why I do reading. I do watch podcasts in English, and then I do shadowing practice. These are the practices I'm doing these days. When I started, I was like scattered about all the practices, and I used to watch a lot of random YouTube videos and got suggestions to do this, do that. So
Hmm.
I tried everything. I tried multiple practices, and I feel everyone who starts the journey, they go through a lot of practices, but then they have to be very conscious and mindful about what really works for them. And according to their something which works better for them should go and continue with that,
Hmm.
because it's not mandatory that the practices helped me would gonna help you too, or
Yeah.
it's not that something which I didn't like or didn't work for me is not going to work for you too. It's not like that. So I think they should try and test all the practices they find, and then
Hmm.
they decide their own practices. The thing that I want you to not do is that just listening to the strategies and methods and techniques and not paying attention to them and not taking action. Just by listening all the methods, like searching every day how to become fluent is not going to
Yes.
make you fluent. You have to speak. So that's
Yes.
I want to tell everyone to, in when it comes to becoming proficient in any language, you have to do all the four things which are required. If you pay attention to them, you would be able to achieve your desired results, like listening, speaking, reading, and writing. Writing is something which I find difficult. I don't know about others. Many people enjoy writing.
Hmm.
But if we start writing, we become proficient as soon, like we become sooner than just by listening and reading.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to writing, it helps you to generate ideas, it
100%.
helps you to construct sentences properly, and it makes you very clear, crisp. So you start answering in a precise and concise manner instead of explaining everything in paragraphs and making no sense when other people
Hmm.
listen to you. So I think writing is not just for writers, it's for communicators. In order to be a great communicator, be a good writer, and you would be amazed at the results. So
Yes, yes.
these are the
And
things.
I think, people are not enjoying writing these days, mostly because of the AI tools we have, ChatGPT or others.
Hmm.
We are
Hmm.
just becoming too lazy to write, and it requires a lot of attention. And I think it is more solitude than other practices.
True,
Listening is
true.
easy to some extent. Speaking is also easy if you are able to find partners. Reading, if you find the things which you like read, even that becomes easy. But
Hmm.
writing, I think you have to be really prepared for that. That, you know what, I'm just going to take a break and I start writing. But I totally agree.
Roshan, what happens? Sorry to interrupt you. What happens? The thing become easier which you start first. For
Yes.
example, we started speaking and reading first. So
Hmm.
speaking and reading seems too easy to us. But
Hmm.
people who are not into speaking, they are afraid of speaking a lot. Like it creates anxiety in them when it comes
Yes.
to
Yes.
speaking in front of people. But
Mhm.
they are into writing since they are school.
Yes.
So they are like, give me any topic, I can write it now in just 15
Yeah.
minutes, I can write. So I have come across such people. They're like, I'm very, because they feel like I'm alone, it's about me. And
Mhm.
while writing, I can take 1 minute to think about it. But while speaking, I'm not able to take time. So it becomes challenging. But
Yes.
for us, because we have been doing the speaking practice a lot, so it has become easier,
Yeah.
effortless. Even
Hmm.
though while writing, we can also take 5 minutes, 10 minutes to think of, but still it creates anxiety in me when I write. I'm like, oh my God, it's really challenging. But I think whatever you do first and doing continuously, that becomes easier. That is the reason, maybe.
Exactly. That's why I mentioned that speaking become fun unless only if you find people you enjoy talking with. Let's say if you are discussing with people who are always finding grammatical mistakes in you and you are not choosing that
Hmm.
person as your teacher, then you become annoyed that why this guy is correcting me and you become so conscious of your speaking also. So I totally
Yeah.
understand that. So, guys, to wrap up this
True.
session, I'll just say find whatever you enjoy, whether it is listening, speaking, writing, and reading, and find your own style of learning.
Yeah, right.
All
Try
right.
and test and then stick to the
Yes,
practices which really help you. Yeah,
that's the most important one. Be consistent.
exactly.
Yeah. All right. Thank
So
you so much for being here. It was lovely chatting with you always, like always.
thank you so much, Roshan, for inviting me. It was really insightful session and very smooth. Thank you so much.
Yeah. All right then. See you. Bye.
Yeah, yeah. Bye bye.